Hi, everyone, and welcome to your first reading for 2025. Happy New Year. I am glad you are here with me. If you are a new person coming into my channel for the first time, welcome. I would love for you to subscribe and come back and watch video after video. That would be wonderful. There's some really great tidbits of information coming in from Spirit, okay? And you can also go back and look at some of my past readings as well. For those that have been with me for a while, thank you for your support and welcome to 2025. Here we are in the new year. So what we're going to be talking about today for the monthly energy is the month of January, anything that may be coming up, and then some future insight. So you get to choose your pile. If you feel called to more than one pile, by all means, you can watch 1, 2, or all 3. All right, pile 1, we have Lapis Lazuli Crystal Heart. Okay, pile 2, we have Blue Aventurine for the Crystal Heart. And pile 3, we have Sodalite for the Crystal Heart. So whatever pile number, 1, 2, 3, whatever Crystal Heart calls to you, you can even Google that Crystal Heart and just, you know what, when you pick your pile, because there could be more information that comes with the heart. You know, is there some sort of healing? Is there advice or guidance around the crystal itself, right? Anything like that that you may need to know. So keep that in mind. But regardless, I will see you in your pile. Maybe I'll see you in 2. Maybe I'll see you in all 3. Hi, everyone who chose pile 1 or this beautiful Lapis Lazuli Crystal Heart. I'm just going to set this over at the side, okay? And we are going to get right into your reading. We have Tarot and Oracle here, all right? We also are going to be doing Tarot through the reading. So let's get into it. I told you we're going to be talking about January. Okay. I told you that we were going to be talking about any obstacles coming up or things coming up and future insight. So let's get right into this. We have lots of cards here. So what do you need to let go of in January? Or you know what? This month, you need to start working on letting go of it. And we have the Earth card. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, okay? And on the card, it's saying persistence, patience, practicality. So they don't want you to get rid of those things. They want you to have them. So what do you need to let go of? It would be being impatient, being impractical. Not being persistent, maybe being a little reluctant or unwilling to do things, okay? So those are the things that you need to release and let go of. We just need to find out, and I have a tarot here, in what area are we talking about? For some of you, these individual cards or individual sets of cards will be your message. If it resonates, it resonates. For some of you, it will actually work as a reading in its entirety where they all will just tie together for you. Everyone will be different. But let's see here where exactly with this card you need to be a little less impatient, impractical, or unwilling. And we have the 10 of coins. Oh, look at that. And it is Virgo energy too. That's so interesting. What that tells me is you need to be a little more, you need to analyze this a little more, okay? There is something, and I want to say when it comes to your money here with the 10 of coins, in order for you to reach the 10 of coins here, where you are just, you know, feeling really abundant, whether it be in things, what it is you're doing in your life, or the amount of money you have, because this is surrounding finances in some way, okay? So in order for you to have that abundance to get to the 10, which is, you know, you've nailed it. You've done good. Everything is going really great. There's been a lot of good, healthy growth surrounding your finances. In order to get that here, Where is it that you're being impatient? Is the money that you're trying to save or the money you're trying or you are investing not growing at the rate that you want it to? You may have to analyze that. And if it requires professionals, then that's what you do, right? Where are you maybe being impractical when it comes to your money, your finances, how you earn it, how you save it, how you spend it? Are you making some decisions that maybe aren't so sensible or practical when it comes to your money? That would almost be like a overspending or just not analyzing and paying attention to even what's in your bank account. Okay? So you may want to look into that. And for others, and you may relate to all of these or one of them. For others, it's about you have to be persistent in anything in life. If there's something that you want, you need to be persistent in going after it, right? Like you can't just give up, or one day you're willing, the next day you're not. I almost feel when it's coming to the money here, it's almost a reluctance. I've always heard things about investing money or doing it this way, or if I save and make myself. I remember Susie Orman years ago on Oprah, right? Like, if you you had to be pretty strict with yourself and persistent when it came to, saving, whether it be like investing and, your RSPs, or like literally investing with the financial advisor, or even just trying to save yourself. There's always a bit of a reluctance there. Maybe you feel like, well, if I do that, I'm going to leave myself short. Or if I do that, I'm not going to be able to do all the things that I used to be able to do. But there is a choice to be made. So pile one, that is something that you need to let go of in January. It's something in this area. Okay. Now let's talk about how can you release it? Because it's a tough one. How can you move through and release this? Well, we have extremism. Oh, it's like going to the extremes, right? That could be like overspending and stuff like that. But let's see what we have for a tarot with it. The Five of Swords. Okay. So with the Five of Swords here, that is like that feeling of I need to win at all costs. But in context to this, it's almost like, look, I will beg, borrow, and steal if I have to. I don't care who I have to run over, in the energy of being extreme about it. Okay? That's almost, but in a good way, taking on that energy. Like, so in other words, if I want to build up my financial portfolio, if I want to build up my savings account, if I just in my piggy bank or my jar, whatever it is, the little box that I have at home to save my money in, if I want to be successful and get to this 10 of coins, then I need to go in a healthy way. You know what? I'm going to win at all costs. I will do whatever it is that I need to do. We have Aquarius energy here too. I will do whatever it is that I need to do. I may even think of a new way of doing it. You know what? That may be a little unconventional, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to take it to the nth degree to make it happen. But again, in a healthy way. All right. That is their advice. You need to get a little serious. You need to get a little extreme. You need to get persistent and practical about this, and you need to make it happen. No one else can make it happen for you, pile one. So you need to pick up that sword, and you need to be willing to do whatever it takes to reach the goal of the 10 here. Okay? Love that. All right. Okay. I like the way this is going. Now, let's move on to, are there any obstacles? It could be surrounding this, or it could just be, again, in general. Any obstacles coming up? Anything to watch out for? And we have Cancer, the doula. Oh, okay. Yeah. feeling, sympathetic. These words could mean something to you: comforting, nostalgic, protective, intuitive, birthing, tender, nocturnal, caring, moody, receptive, lunar, sentimental, introverted, defensive, family oriented. I really feel the minute I saw that card come up was, well, what is a doula? She's there. Oh, well, I'm thinking of like one that helps to deliver babies, right? Like you would hire a doula to help work with you through your pregnancy. That's what I thought of. I mean, it may have different meanings, but when I saw that, and it's Cancer, this is a very motherly, I want to take care of you. This is a very nurturing and caring energy, but this is something coming up that we want to watch out for. Let me get the tarot to go with it. Look, the Eight of Wands. They're like, and you need to work on this now. Or when it does come up, you need to take care of it quickly. What I want to say to you here, pile one, is something you need to watch out for is taking care of everyone else and not yourself. Putting all your energy into someone else. And it may be for very good reason, okay? That we're not talking about not helping people ever. But I feel like this is, and we hear this all the time from people, right? Like, I'm tired, I'm worn out, I'm burning the candle at both ends. For some, it could be taking care of a sick spouse or child, or aging parents, whatever it is, or a friend, or just it could be in your job where you're just very nurturing and caring and want to help everyone. You're very compassionate. All right. Well, this is where you need to be all those things for yourself too. So this is what they're saying. Obstacle that could be coming up if you're not already experiencing it as well, where you are going to maybe start giving too much of yourself and you're going to forget to refill your cups here. Cancer is a water sign. You're going to forget to refill your emotional and your creative and your intuitive cup. Okay, that's what I want to say. Now, I'm just going to slide this down. I think I can. Yeah, without it going out. Let's look at how you can deal with this. Okay, how can you deal with this? Or it could be a them, because it could be more than one obstacle surrounding this. This could be with your family. You could just give too much to your family. But what they're saying is the minute that you recognize it, you need to take aim on where you want to go and how you're going to stop doing it. Okay, not altogether, but just so that you're not draining yourself, burning yourself out, and you're going to make you're going to take great strides here to get out of that energy. Now, the next thing I want to look at here is, we were talking about how can you deal with this? I love it. We have Aquarius, and if we didn't have Aquarius here too. See, Aquarius, I want to say, the way I think about it sometimes is kind of like they're almost, fearless. They're not the only sign that's fearless, but they're willing to take a chance. They're willing to march to the beat of their own drum. They're willing to do what's good for them and everyone involved. That's the way that energy wants to think about it, right? And look at the fire down here in the belly. You need to have that fire lit in your belly for you, pile one, okay? You may, when you need to take aim and figure out how you're going to be less in this energy, you may have to do it in such a way that's a little bit different or a little bit outside the box. We hear about color outside the lines. All right. You may have to get quite creative, and that's why you need those creativity cups filled in order to move away, but to take care of people and to care for them and nurture them and be kind to them in a way that's good for you and them. Because Aquarius energy very much feels, like I said, for themselves and the other, the collective. And look at this, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a crossroad. Here we go, right? How do you deal with this when you get to the crossroad? When you start feeling like, you know what? I'm starting to tire out here. It's a choice. The Two of Swords is always a choice. It's making a good, balanced, wise choice. Doesn't matter if you have a light blindfold over your eyes. You use your intuition, which is why your intuitive cups need to be filled, okay? And you use your intuition and you let it guide you in the direction that you know, here with the Eight of Wands, is the right direction for you to be going in. They're saying you're going to come to the crossroad where you're like, I almost feel it's going to be like you're going to feel like I need to give this up altogether. And for some of you, maybe that's it. For others, you just need to figure out that path. It almost ties into this as well, right? You will do whatever it takes to be able to still be that nurturing, caring, motherly energy. The Mother Mary, I want to say. But to do it in a way that's good for everyone involved. But you won't give up. But you are going to be caring for yourself at the same time. All right, pile one. And that could even be, it can be in a work situation. It can be in any area of your life. You could be a little bit older and maybe you care for your grandkids while your daughter-in-law, son-in-law are at work, right? But maybe it's a bit much for you. You know what? There are after-school programs and before-school programs that you could use, and maybe you might have to suggest that, and you might do it 3 of 5 days or 2 of the 5 days or even 4 of the 5 days, right? It could be something like that for you as well. Maybe someone needed to hear that. Now, let's look into the future a little bit here. Is there something that you can start focusing on this January that is going to benefit you throughout the coming year, 2025. If you start it now, if you start focusing on it now, I think all of these things up here are definitely some of them, right? It's why you need to release and let go of some things and watch out for any obstacles that could come up in your pathway. But there's going to be a little something else. So let's see. What do we have? Pluto, rebirth. I like it. Along with Chiron, that wounded healer. But it says your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach and learn remedies. But that can be a remedy in any area, not just a remedy for sickness, okay? Because Chiron, that wounded healer, he was wounded himself, and through that pain is how he learned to relate and help others to heal, okay? So it's like he's helping this person. So, and Pluto is all about, Pluto rules Scorpio. Scorpio is equivalent to the death card, death and rebirth. What are you going to let go of? What are you going to let walk away, wash away, whatever it is, in order to bring in the good stuff into your life? So, okay, I'm really liking this. Let's think a little more. I feel, because Chiron come out here, pile one, there is something that maybe has been painful for you, a lesson that you've learned, something that's happened in your life that you are able to take and somehow use it to help other people. So they want you to start focusing on that, okay? What in your life, and you can go right back to childhood if you have to. It could have happened yesterday. But there is something where you are Chiron, half man, half centaur, and you are able to help people in some way, whether it's through the doula here, the caring and compassion, right? Whether it's, you're well read, and you just know things. Okay, you just know things. I don't know what it will be. It'll be different for each person, but there is something that you can do that will help to transform people. And that's what it is. Rebirth, right? I said it's death and rebirth. That's transformation. That is Scorpio energy. That is Pluto energy. That's why when you hear them say, oh, Pluto, I think it was really big in the US is around, right? And some big things were happening and still are. And it's because things need to change. There needs to be a death of the old way and a rebirth of the new way. Whether we like it or not, the planets speak. The planets bring energy in around us. So it's a great example. But you are meant to help people do that in some way. The number 27 or the number 9 could mean something to you. And we have the 5 of coins to come out with that. Look at this. The 5 of coins is when you feel lack. It's when you are out in the cold, out in a snowstorm, and there's a church window right there. But instead of walking around the corner and going into the warm church, you are feeling a sense of lack. I mean, she does have a cup out here, so she's trying, but it could be easier for her. So just keep that in mind as you're doing this. You don't need to make it difficult for yourself. It should come very easy and naturally. The easy, natural decision here would be to walk the corner and go into the warmth of the church or the building behind her. But that's not what she's doing. She's trying it on her own, but in, I'm going to say, a more difficult way by hoping people will give her money here, for example. Now, I'm not saying people are going to give you money. Maybe for some of you, you're going to, look, you could start a foundation, you could start some sort of center, you could start some sort of program. But the important message here is don't do it the hard way. Look for the easiest path with less obstacles in it, okay? Because there is something that you need to do to help people, and it's right here. Now, let's get some more tarot for further advice, guidance, clarification, confirmation of what's on the table here, pile 1. Look, your January is going to be a busy time. You've got a little work to do up here with releasing and letting go. May have some obstacles in here, right? And then stuff you need to focus on in January to start thinking about it so that it will help carry you through, because it's going to be important. It's going to benefit you somehow through the coming year. And with your message, it's benefiting you and other people. We have the Star. It's your time to shine. It is your time to shine. I love that. It's your time to take inspired action here, pile 1. Okay? It's your time to expect the unexpected. But I feel like it's really time for your star to shine. Okay? Let's get another card here. We have the Lovers. Maybe for some of you, this could be a relationship, okay? But the Lovers is also connecting to something on a deep level. Maybe for you, it's this down here. Maybe it's all about your coin up here. Maybe it's you are connected in a deep level to how you help people up in this area. And that's fine, but it needs to be done in a healthy, balanced way. For some of you, you may find that connection. Your shining star may come into you and you may find the love of your life, or just a very good, solid relationship, someone you feel very connected to, even if it's in friendship, okay? And then we have the Ace of Wands. I love it. That Ace of Wands is taking... the Knight takes the inspired action, right? But the Ace is a new beginning. It's all about new opportunities to do things. It's all about new ideas, what it is that you can do. It's all about believing that there's growth and potential in all of these areas and to be inspired and to start doing it. Now, I'm going to pull one last oracle card here too for you, pile one, before we go. Let's see, what do we have here for pile one for this brand new month in 2025, brand new year ahead. For the year ahead, what do we have? Grand Cross Provoker. Ooh, I like it. I really, really like that. Look, the Grand Cross, the Provoker. But this is all about you. The Grand Cross in astrology it's not bad, but it's challenging. It can be a bit challenging. There is something, and if we look at this entire reading, okay, that you need to wake up to, that you need to come to the realization of. Whether it's caring for yourself and not giving too much to everybody else, whether it's about your money, we talked about that, whether it's waking up this gift in you that you have that you need to help share in order to transform other people. It's like with the provoker, the provoker is that person I think of, at least in this context, the one that just prods you and pokes you and they stir the pot a little bit, right? I feel like that's what this Grand Cross, this is your time starting right now this month to start poking yourself, because this is really all about you, pile one. And there is something, and it's a Grand Cross. Like I said, it's not a bad thing. Okay, because it's meant to wake you up in some way, for you to come to the realization, I want to say, of something grand, of something really worthwhile in your life. So I love that this message come out for you. Okay, you need to be the, the provoker in your own life. Okay, don't give up in this area, or in this area. Thank you, pile one. I will, brand new year. Okay, so you'll see some of my other readings coming up. Hit that notification bell so that you'll always know when a new reading comes out. And please subscribe. It's free to do. And hit that like button because it helps my channel. Look, you can like whatever you like. You may like some of the messages in here. You may like my cards. You may like the way I read. You may like this message for someone else, but please subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell so you know when I drop a new one. Thank you, pile one. Hi to those of you who chose pile two. Okay, this is the Blue Aventurine Crystal. I'm going to set it right over here. Look, we have Tarot and Oracle here. We're going to be talking about what do you need to let go of in January? How can you release it? Do you have any obstacles coming up, things to watch out for, and how do you deal with them? And then we're going to be looking at future insight, okay? Something you can start focusing on now in this brand new month, at the beginning of this brand new year, that's going to benefit you throughout the coming year. Okay. And we're going to be doing some live tarot and oracle during or at the end of the reading as well. So let's get started with, okay, pile two. What do you need to let go of in January? And we have the moon. Satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others. Well, the moon rules the fourth house. And that's the Cancer energy. That's the motherly, nurturing energy, right? That compassion and caring energy, the kind energy, not just for yourself, but for other people. And this come up in pile one as well. Very interesting, okay? As an obstacle. So here you're getting it as in what do I need to release and let go of starting this month. You may be able to do it in this month. If not, you just start working on it. But they want you to be taking care of your emotional needs. So if you're not, they want you to stop doing that. They want you to nurture yourself and other people. If you're not, they want you to stop, or to start doing that, rather, like stop not doing any of this. Okay, but let's get a tarot out so we can get more information. Right? If you're not finding, like, if for some of you, it could be that you're very good at caring and nurturing and being kind to other people, but you're not doing it for yourself, which means you deplete I was talking about your emotional cup, right? You deplete your creativity cup. You deplete your intuitive cup. You deplete all of those things, and that's not good for you. So they want you to release and let go of not taking care of yourself. You need to figure out, well, why am I not taking care of myself? And that is the thought behind it, the way you think about it. That's what you're releasing and letting go of. Is it just you think, no, I have to give my all to my family, to my kids, to my spouse, my partner. There's nothing left over for me. And that's the job of a mother or a parent, because doesn't matter if you're male or female here, okay? Just parent in general. And that's not true. Spirit wants you to be taking care of yourself as well. And look at this. If we don't have the High Priestess come out. Okay, this changes things up a little bit. So, like I said in pile 1, you may find that these sets of cards, it could be a single card will be a message for you. It might be in its entirety and overall. It could just be each section we're going to talk about could be your message. But see, the High Priestess here, she is very intuitive. The High Priestess, when she has a problem, when she needs an answer, she trusts her higher self. She trusts spirit. She will go within to find those answers. She's a very powerful, divine, feminine energy. Again, gender doesn't matter here. It's an energy. And there's something hidden here. Now, look at the big moon up here too, right? And we have the moon here and we have the moon here. So sometimes, especially with the dark moon, which is the new moon, because the full moon we see in the sky, it's big and bright and beautiful, right? But sometimes with that dark moon, I always refer to it as what is hidden in behind, something that's hidden down deep in your emotions, because like I said, the moon rules that 4th house. So is there something, because it says satisfy emotional needs. What have you buried? I feel it's something like that. What have you buried that you don't allow out for the world or your people close to you to see? There is something that's being hidden here. And they want you to be able to bring that out and to release and let go of whatever thought pattern, feeling attached to it, because that's why it's being hidden or buried. They want you to let go of that. You need to deal with emotions that you're not comfortable with, that are unsettling, that you don't like, that are hurtful, because it doesn't allow you, pile 2, to be your true authentic self, because you're carrying hidden away some baggage that doesn't need to be there. So really give that. That could be why it could be preventing you from taking care and nurturing and caring for yourself, self-love, self-care. It could be why maybe you're cold towards others and don't want to take care of them or help them or have feeling toward them in any way. It's very interesting. So that's what you need to be releasing and letting go of. Whatever it is that's buried deep, you've got to bring it out and heal it, or you bring it out and release it and let it go. Okay? Because right now it's running your life and they don't want it to run your life. Even if you're sitting there going, it doesn't run my life, it does in some way. And that is what may be hidden. You may not even be aware of just how much it does affect your life. Okay, pile 2. Now let's talk about how can you get that out in the bright full moon, out in the sunlight. How can you do that? Assertion. That just feels like a big bright sun there with the moons, right? Assertion. Look, he's not afraid to slay the dragon. And it's the number one, which I want to say is all about me, myself, and I. So it's all about you, you, you. But you need to take control of whatever this is with a force, with a determination, with a confidence that maybe you've never mustered up before. Let's get a tarot to go with it too. Strength card, honestly. As you know, if you're new to my channel, if you've been here for a while, you've heard me say this before, but if you're new, sometimes I'll make these cards a day or like the piles a day or two in advance, and then I'll forget what's coming out, right? But look at that. You need to be assertive here. You need to have a take charge energy. You need to be the tiger. You need to, again, come out with the force, a confidence, strength, courage, a determination to get to the bottom of this once and for all. I really feel, pile 2, you know exactly what this is, okay? We usually always do. If it's something that we're tucking away for a reason, we know why. So that's something that you need to start working on releasing and letting go of in January. Now, this could be something separate or it could tie back into this. I'm just going to move these over a little bit. Is there something, or is there going to be, or are there going to be any obstacles or an obstacle coming up? Something that you need to watch out for. And we have Neptune, dreams. I'm going to read the card because sometimes these words, like I said, this one card could mean something to you. Imagination, memories, the subconscious. Oh, wow. It can definitely tie back into this, or it can be on its own, okay? But imagination, memories, the subconscious, self-sacrifice, ideals, universal love, visions, meditation. This is the 12th house, right? Spirituality, compassion, empathy, fantasies, escapism, the ether, enchantment, confusion, veils, or magic. I think what the obstacle is that may come up, or what you need to watch out for, if we're talking about all of this, it is blocking. When all of this, maybe you're going, okay, you know what? I know I need to deal with that. This is it. I came to this reading. I picked this pile. Spirit's given me the message. I've been hearing it in other readings as well. Now is the time. I need to start dealing with what is buried here, what is hidden. And it can be in any area of your life. It doesn't even need to be, I feel this is for, most of the people watching this is about, because I said there's a one, you. But you could also be burying something that you just know about, okay? It could be a work secret. It could be a family secret, okay? It could be a friend's secret, whatever. But I feel that that obstacle that could come up, there's going to be two for this. The first ties back to here, where the minute those memories start coming up, okay, you are going to want to pull away because it's going to feel uncomfortable or sad or upsetting, whatever it may be. And you're going to want to pull away. You're going to want to escape. You're going to want to withdraw. You're going to do you're not going to want to reflect on it and work on it. The memories are maybe painful, or just knowing, puts a bad taste in your mouth. It puts an ache in your belly, whatever it is, you're not going to like that. I'm going to get the tarot here too. Page of Swords. It really is with the swords here. It very much is tied around. I think there's emotion tied into it, but also I feel like the way you think about it may even overrule the emotional part of it. And if you are able to change your way of thinking about it, you might find the emotional part can heal a little bit easier. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Because sometimes it's what we're telling ourselves. It's the way we're communicating here to ourselves, in this case with the Page of Swords. And that can be very powerful, more powerful even our mind over our emotion. We always want them working together in tandem, because if we're too emotional and we don't allow the logical and rational thought to come in, or the healthy ego to come in, that's not good. Same can be said if we let all of that ego thought and negative thought patterns and ways of thinking overrule our emotions. So I feel like this is important. The other thing I want to say is, if this is you, and it doesn't have anything to do with back here, because this could just be, again, something that's coming up for you that you need to watch out for. Here with this is all about, oh, let me just see, I got to put my glasses back on here. What was it? Like your imagination, your ideals, your visions, your fantasies, and I'm talking all in a good way, right? You're mystical, you're magical, anything around those where you're feeling really inspired, right? Like there's something that your intuition's been telling you, or you've been dreaming about, literally in your dreams, okay? Or you've been imagining, and it's wonderful. And then your thoughts overrule all of that intuition and imagination in your dream state, right? And it's saying to you, no, not a good idea. Although that's not a good idea. That could be an obstacle coming up for you. You need to trust your intuition. You need to trust what it is you're imagining. You need to trust what it is maybe in your unconscious mind. You need to trust what it is that you're dreaming about. Maybe you need to take a little time for some self-reflection and solitude, not escaping, going within solitude here. And you need to believe that whatever these things are, whether it's something you need to take action on, something you need to start working on, whatever it may be, okay, you can't allow your way of thinking and communicating with yourself. Oh, I'm thinking, there's something right on the tip of my tongue and I can't bring it out. It's like the stories we tell ourselves, right? And then it plays on a loop in our mind. Okay, we need to cut that. I'm thinking of it like a belt, the belt in your car that makes, and whatever it's called, your engine belt. If that belt breaks, your car doesn't go, right? Well, I think the belt here in your thoughts needs to be cut the way you're communicating with yourself, because your intuition is telling you something far different and you're not believing it, because again, that negative thought pattern or way of thinking or story you've been telling yourself about whatever it is you've dreamt about, or your intuition or your imagination has given you. That's how spirit talks to us at times. It's being run by thoughts and the stories you tell yourself. Okay, so we'll leave that there. How can you deal with this obstacle or obstacles? Because it could show Neptune again. Oh, I love it when we have repeating cards. When I do the new and full moon readings, I'm like, when spirit starts sending out, because I use astrology cards for those as well, moon cards, really, moon decks, but it's astrology as well. Cards, and I'm like, when they start doubling down on something, you've got to pay attention. So how can you deal with this? Well, I pretty much already said it here. You're going to use your intuition. You're going to pull from your unconscious mind. You are going to pull from your imagination. You are going to go within and do some deep reflection. And you may even want to pop in behind the veil. You may want to go out into the ethereal. Some people can, okay? And you may want to get your answers there, the mystical, the magical, right? That is how you'll deal with it. You'll trust your intuition. But look at this, 9 of Wands. You need to just realize, I think here self-reflection is the key to this one. You just need to realize that, look, there have been some things that have been hard. You've been through some battles. Look, you've collected all of these wands, I want to say, from battles that have been won, hard fought, but they could be, burdens that you have or whatever, right? But look, he's sitting there kind of like the victor, I feel. but he didn't win these battles and get to where it is now, where it's almost time to lay all that burden and all that, whatever it may be for him, down. You've got to, in order to find balance here with your emotions and your ego, and to trust your intuition and not let your mind and ego rule the day. I think that maybe that's it. You've just been through a lot of those back and forths. I just feel like that's what I feel like. I'm seeing like a teeter-totter. It's like, oh, the mind won this time. Oh, the emotions and intuition won. Oh, and it just goes back and forth, back and forth. That is tiring and hard to deal with. And I think the way to release it and let it go here, to move through the obstacle of that, is having those two things work together. Your logic and rational thoughts and a healthy ego working with your intuition and your emotions. Because this is the fire and the passion, and this is the water, the emotions, right? Normally this would be swords, but I almost want to say it's like you have to have a fiery passion to make it happen. Like you have to believe with the fire energy. You have to take the initiative to work through this. It's not going to just resolve on its own. Is it resolve? Yeah. It's not. You are going to have to take that impulsive, passionate, fiery energy, the initiative, and be like, you know what? I need these things all working together. That's how I get to the end and I can lay everything down, because everything is starting to gel and work together instead of on that seesaw, that teeter-totter, constantly fighting each other, battle for battle. That's how I want to say it. So watch out for that ego and all those thought processes and the stories you tell yourself taking over. That's going to be the obstacle, and this is how you'll deal with it. Now, let's look at future insight. What is something that you can start focusing on right now, this January, the beginning of 2025, this new year, that's going to benefit you throughout the year? We have trine sextile. Oh, I like that. With the 8th house. Ooh, okay. It ties into this so perfectly, you guys. Ties into what we've just been talking about so perfectly. You need to start focusing on, with the 8th house here, Scorpio energy ruled by Pluto, transformation. This transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. There's a set of wedding rings here that this could be about relationship for some of you. Okay, we'll just say that it could be. We've got Venus and Mars here. We're Venus and Mars. But if it's not about relationship for you, this is about transforming your life in some way. This is about, and I feel here, it's once you get out, this, these shirts where you can put your thumb through, but I really want to sew that up, I think, because I don't ever do that, and it looks like you have a hole. I don't really have a hole. I do, but it's purposeful. It's on purpose. Okay, so, sorry, I just keep seeing it. It's driving me crazy. There's something that needs to be transformed up here in what you need to release and let go of. There's something that needs to be transformed here when it comes to the obstacle. And if you start working and focusing on that now, it's going to benefit you for the rest of the year. For some of you, this could have to do with relationship, but it's transformation. And what I want to say, and I'm going to pull the tarot here in a sec or flip it, is trine and sextiles. Well, in astrology, trines are effortless gifts that you have, things that you're just good at, and sometimes you don't even realize it. It's so effortless, it just happens. And other people say it to you and you're like, well, no, I mean, I just do that. I'm just good at that. Okay? A sextile is something that's just harmonious and comfortable to you. Okay? So, to me, that feels like up here with the emotions, the mind, the ego, and your intuition and emotions all working together effortlessly, harmoniously. Okay, it's about finding and transforming, if it's relationship for you, into a effortless and harmonious relationship existence with one another. The other thing it could be, again with the eighth house, which pulls me back to this area, sometimes in that eighth house it does have to do with joint finances and things like that, so you may want to start focusing on that. It can also have to do with any debts, like it's other people's money. So when you're involved with other people in financial areas, and that could be why it shows as a marriage, because you're tied or bound to someone through finances, not necessarily, I want to say, in a good way, right? Because it could be about debt. In some cases. The other thing, it's what's hidden below the surface. Like I said, it's like a dark moon and there's something hidden. Eighth house energy too. What's just lying below the surface that you know needs to be dealt with and brought to the light. If you are able to start working on that in January, it is going to benefit you for the rest of the year, because there could be something lurking in a relationship, whatever it is up in these areas, that's just down there, but it just wreaks a little bit of havoc or just makes something uncomfortable. You know, when you walk into a room and you say, oh, you could cut the air, the tension or the air. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible with sayings. You could cut it with a knife, right? Like it's so thick. The tension is so thick in the air, you could cut it with a knife. Thank you. That's it. It's like that. That's that stuff that just lies below the surface. Nobody's talking about it, but everybody feels it or everybody's thinking about it. Okay. We also have the Knight of Coins. Love it. Take your time. Okay, just take your time, keep everything calm, cool, and collected. Take the leadership role here in your life. Maybe you're the one that's going to have to take the leadership role in these situations with people or events, okay? But you do it in a fair way, not that I'm the leader and you're all going to listen to me. But this is about just doing the work. Putting the hard work in, trying to be productive, being responsible about whatever. Like I said, this could all be one thing for you or all tie together, or this could be your own little message. Just trying to get things into balance and harmony and peace and working well. And it may take, a daily grind from you where you're working on it. And the other person needs to be working on it as well. But the other thing about the Knight of Coins is let's just take this slow and steady, because slow and steady in this situation will win the race, okay? That's what will get you through, to help you release and let go, to help you deal with the obstacle, what it is you need to be focusing on that's going to benefit you for the rest of this year if you work on it. Now, we're going to get the tarot here. Clarification, confirmation, advice, guidance, maybe even about what's on the table already. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. I think the Nine of Pentacles always represents, she's very abundant. She's in a very, I want to say, opulent place, right? It's beautiful where she is. She got there because of hard work, dedication, perseverance, being methodical, the daily grind, whatever you want to call it. That's how she got there. That's how she reached her success. That's how she brought in the pentacles, in the coins, right? In the abundance into her life. She set her mind to it and she did it. And that's what I feel your message is here. You just need to set your mind to it and put that hard work in and make it happen. You do not get successful by accident. Somewhere along the line, we hear those stories, but if you actually dug into them, they've put some work in somewhere, okay? In whatever way, but the work has been put in. And then boom, one day it just takes off. But it didn't take off by accident. It took off because they maybe had been working for years on a business plan. And then, you know what? The business may have just started and took off, but years of planning went into that. Okay. You get my drift. All right, what do we have here? The Four of Swords. If you need to take a beat, this is like, you know what? Let's take a little rest. Let's take a little break. It's swords energy. Let's take a little time out to think about this. Let's get clear. Let's get clear whether it's about all of it, this, or this. Let's get clear about it. Let's maybe start making a plan, right? Let's make the plan to get to the abundance and success, or to, work through these things, right? Don't be hesitant to take that little time out. You know what? Lay there. Let your brain get clear. Maybe just it's going, and this is just a timeout you need. Maybe you'll go somewhere for the timeout. Just, a little getaway just to clear your head. Okay, and out came the Judgment card. I love it. It's your time to rise up here. Okay, and again, whatever area this is, it's your time to rise up. It's time to tune into your higher self, into spirit, to help you work on this. It's time to forgive and forget if that's what you need to do. Maybe it's forgiving yourself, bringing this out, releasing it, right? Forgiving, forgetting, letting it go. Having the courage and the strength to work on all of this. But it's like the trumpet's blowing. Meaning I want to say it's calling you right now. There's no time like the present in this brand new year to start working on some of these things, or like working through the obstacles, whatever it may be for you. So pile 2, I'm getting one last card for you. Just something else. Just some more advice or guidance to, moving through this new year, 2025. Something you may need to know that's going to help move you through this year, to just keep in the back of your mind. Leo, I will. Love it. What I want to say, Leo is the ruler of the 5th house, okay, which is ruled by the sun. I feel like somewhere with all of this, I said the dark moon up here, right? Like really Neptune going behind the veil even, working through the obstacles, what's lying down. Everything needs to be brought to the light, and you will do it. And it's Leo the lion. She's with the tiger up here, but that's the sign of Leo. This is you taking charge. This is you being confident. This is you not being afraid to bring things out into the light. They need to be brought out into the light once and for all. Okay? So that's something to remember as you're going through this. You may be going through it now. It may come up for you. But just remember, it needs to come to the light, because that's where you're going to find the success. Take your time. Slow and steady will win the race here, pile 2. Thank you for being here. Be sure to check out some of my readings. I've got, all kinds of new readings coming up each month. So you can go in. I have it written in my description, the time frame for when readings come out. If you're unsure, you can also just hit the notification bell. That will tell you whenever I drop a new video. If you're new, please subscribe. It is free of charge. And if you like the cards, if you like the reading, if this resonated for you, if you know someone it may have resonated for, hit the like button, share it with them. Okay? Thank you so much, and I'll see you in your next reading, pile 2. Hi to those of you who chose pile 3 or this very pretty Sodalite crystal heart. I'm going to set this over to the side. We're going to get right into your cards here. We're going to be talking about what do you need to release and let go of this January, or to start working on, and how can you do it, okay? We're going to be talking about any obstacles or things to watch out for and how to deal with them. And then we're going to be talking about future insight, right? What's something that you can focus on this January, the beginning of this new year, that's going to benefit you throughout the coming year. We have Oracle and Tarot. I'm going to do more Oracle and Tarot at the end. So first set out, what do I need to let go of in January? And we have Taurus, trust, patience, and sensuality. Well, they don't want you to let go of any of those things, but I'm going to say they want you to be trusting. They don't want it so that you are doubting things or you are being skeptical about things. They want you to be able to trust your intuition so that you can trust events, people, situations in your life, or to trust yourself to make the right, good, sound, solid decision. They don't want you fighting that. They don't want you to be impatient. Okay? And when it comes to sensuality, I think of sensuality in a couple of different ways. Sensuality, I mean, can be anything that brings you pleasure in your life, okay? They want you to seek pleasure in your life. They want you to feed your senses, okay? They want you to fulfill your desires. They want you to be passionate. And we can talk about this in I will say, guess there's some words you just can't say, but so we'll say in an adult way, or just in general. You just may like to go out and eat a good meal, and that fulfills all your senses and pleasures, and you're happy as a clam at the end. Or it could be in an adult way, we can say. All right? It'll be different for everybody watching this. But they want you to let go of whatever it is that's keeping you from that. Why don't you feel that you can be out seeking pleasure and enjoying things and enjoying what makes you happy, what fulfills you and your pleasures and your senses in some way? They want you to not be doubtful. They don't want you being, kind of holding back or being skeptical about things, right? They want you to let go of being impatient. Now, this is Taurus. So this could be all about anything to do with your second house, anything to do with your money, how you earn it, how you spend it, how you save it, any financial responsibilities you may have, any personal property, big or small, or possessions that you may have. It can also be about your core values and belief in how you value yourself. And I feel that it really falls in there in the sensuality part. You're like, oh no, I couldn't, that is taboo. That's more Scorpio, but that's opposite on the chart, right? We've got to stop with that. As long as you are not hurting anyone, it is not illegal, and everyone is in agreement, then you're okay. All right? Palace of Wands. Oh, I love it when these Palace cards come out. In this deck, there's 4 extra cards. The Palace of Wands, Pentacles, Air, and Cups. And I always read from the book. Well, I actually have it written down, but I've got to just grab it here. Hang on. Because it's a little bit different. So it says here with the Palace of Wands, a warm environment that encourages creative inspiration and launching plans and projects. There may be a long climb ahead, but the goal is attainable. The butterflies on the card represent transformation of dreams to reality. Roses, the passion. The lights lit from within with fires of the heart. I like that. And the night is forward momentum and focus. Well, I love that. So basically, there is something that you need to release and let go of that is keeping you from having passion when it comes to anything in that second house around money, property, possessions, and values, right? I feel like I feel like this is where you need to trust yourself. And the sensuality, that can even tie in, right? Lighting that fire from within. What is it that you're passionate and that you care about, and it comes from the heart and fulfills you in ways that other things don't? What in this area needs to be transformed? It's going to be it said it could be a hard climb. Well, I like that, because Taurus energy, slow and steady, will win the race. But there's something here when it comes to the sensuality, the impatience, and the, skepticism or unsure, doubting things that needs to be released and let go of in those areas of your life. And it may be like there was a lot of talk of creativity here with the passion, with the wands, the fire energy. And maybe there's something creative that needs to happen in this second house around it. But these things down here need to be released and let go of. It might be that you're not trusting your intuition here. You're not trusting your own creativity. Or you do, and you're just impatient about how long it's taking. Or you're not really feeling it. You're not really feeling fulfilled with the sensuality here. Maybe it's something you thought you desired or thought you wanted, but deep down it really isn't it, and it's re-examining that for yourself. But let's talk about how can you release these things and let go of them. And we have intuition. Well, right there, I said maybe you're not trusting your intuition. Yeah, maybe you're not trusting your intuition. There's a 4 here too, which means it could have something to do with family or around your home as well. I mean, we are talking about the Palace of Wands here, which could represent home. But this is Cancer energy, trusting your intuition, nurturing yourself, being kind to yourself as you're moving through what it is you need to release and let go of. And look, more fire, the Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning for you if you're willing to go in and release and let go of what it is in this second house. Is it getting more creative about how you do save your money, invest your money, how to be responsible with your money? Or maybe some of the things that you own, or the job that you have even. But this is a new beginning. They want you to be inspired, right? Everything about this Palace of Wands, they want you to believe that there is potential and new opportunities out there for yourself and growth, but not if you're untrusting of people or advice or guidance, not if you're impatient when it comes to making it happen, and not if you, I want to say the sensuality, the more I talk about it, is feeling fulfilled, okay? Like your desires, your wants, your needs even. Your passions are being met. Really like that for you. Let's move on. And some of these cards could be the message for you. It could be each set. You may find that they all tie together, and it's an entire storyboard for you here at the end, okay, pile 3. But let's look at, are there any obstacles coming up or anything that you need to watch out for? And we have 8th house, intimacy. Oh, tying back here, I did say there's something you may need to release and let go of when it comes to the adult side of sensuality, okay? Because we have intimacy here. I'm just going to read it. Investments, intensity, because this is the 8th house, right? So investments, other people's money, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic, capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, kundalini energy, stalking, the underworld. Okay, that was a lot. Some of those things may resonate for you, some may not. But here's where I feel the obstacle may come in. If this is about the adult side, it could be when it comes to the erotic, the sex, the intimacy, okay? It may be an obstacle. We have the Page of Cups. Oh, just let the love flow. That's a song, an old song from the 70s or 80s, maybe. Let your love flow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I don't know all the words. But this is getting creative with it. This is a page, young thinker, very creative in their thoughts, very curious about things. Maybe you need to give something a try, right? There is possibility you might like it, okay? Creative opportunities. But if we're looking at this just in general as well, obstacles that may come up, it's allowing the little things that are hidden just under the surface here. And I love talking about that with the 8th house and Scorpio energy. To me, it's transformation. And transformation can only happen if you bring things out from under the table. I talked about it in the last pile 2, because I think the 8th house or something, I don't know if it was 8th house or Pluto or Scorpio, whatever it was, come up there too. And it's like when you walk into a room and the tension is so thick, they say you can cut it with a knife. Well, if everything's all tense around all of this over here, it causes an obstacle. It creates an obstacle, right? And they're saying you need to let go of the tension and just be open to creative opportunities, to any intuitive messages that may come in, right? To be curious and believe there's possibility, but you need to dig whatever it is that's causing, I want to say, the tension or being hidden below the surface out, so that you can transform, you release and let it go, if that's the death, so that a rebirth can happen. Okay, now that's the obstacle I feel that you're going to have. Now, it could be one of those other things I mentioned, which will be the obstacle, because it doesn't have to tie into back here. Okay. For some of you, it could have to do with other people's money. It could have to do with inheritance, investments, stuff like that, because it can be like joint finances, right? And it is the what's considered taboo, which we talked about in the adult area. But let's talk about how you can deal with these obstacles. We have Pisces. Oh, I like that. With the 9 of Cups. Oh. They want you to trust your intuition, okay, throughout this. How can you deal with these obstacles? You really need, and look, this is the 8th house, Scorpio, very intuitive. Pisces, very intuitive energy. You need to trust your intuition. When these obstacles come up, you really need to allow this cups, which is intuition, cups energy, the water energy, to lead the day, to guide the way. If you want to be emotionally fulfilled at the end of all this, and look, here's Pisces here too, and Jupiter, which is big and expansive, see it big picture. What do you want it to be? And then you use your intuition to guide you there. And that is what's going to, I'm going to say, transform any of these obstacles for you into good things for you. When you have lemons, make lemonade, right? That's what I feel this is. And that's what this Pisces energy will do. Allow your imagination to speak to you. Allow your dreams to speak to you. They already are. It's allowing the belief that they are, I guess is how I want to say it. What do you imagine? What pops into your head? And you're like, oh, that would be a good idea. I never thought of it that way. What are your dreams telling you? It's really calling out the hidden, the unseen, right? And figuring it out from there. It may be that you need to go within, do a little self-reflection here. What is it when it comes to these obstacles? How can you, jump the hurdle? How can you just kick that hurdle right out of the way? Lift it up and throw it, whatever it is. But that's what's going to get you to your happy place, to fulfillment and everything you want at the end of it all. Now let's look at future insight, okay? So this is something that you can focus on starting this new year, 2025, starting this January, that's going to benefit you throughout the year. We have second house resources. If you watch my new and full moon readings, I always say, and even from one pile to another, they're doubling down on the 8th house here, right? In this reading, they're doubling down on Taurus. I think it was in one of the other piles, they were doubling down on another area. So they're doubling down on Taurus in the second house, your resources. Start focusing on your resources, that your personal properties, big or small, what you have for possessions, your money, how you earn it, spend it, save it, invest it, all of those types of things, right? You need to start focusing on that. And look, it's like the coin will grow. I like that. Okay. Now, the second house again, you guys. Okay. Okay, this is a triple down now on the second house. I make these piles sometimes. This one here actually I did 2 days ago. And then I let them sit with selenite for a couple days. And then I come back. And by the time I get to the third pile, I don't remember the cards. But look at that. Your assets, your finances, and the things that you value. Pile 3, there's something about this. You need to start looking at that second house and what that money has to do with, okay? Financial responsibilities. Things need to start being taken seriously here, okay? Okay. And for some of you, it could be about your core values and how you value yourself as well. We can't leave that out. But I really feel it's about your money, your finances, right? Do you need to find a new job? Do you need to make more money? Do you need to invest wiser? Do you need to just start putting your extra change into a piggy bank, right? It can be anything in any area. And we have the Empress. Well, that's the girl you want right there. The Empress, they've got Venus here. Well, Venus rules the second house, okay? So the Empress, the way we like to look at the Empress is she is the queen of birthing, whether it be literally children. So maybe for some of you that could be important, just as an off message, but birthing new ideas, being creative about new ways of doing things, believing that she has the abundance here. There's not one moment that the Empress ever doubts herself and what it is she's capable of manifesting, bringing into reality, into the real world, what it is that she wants. So if you want that new job, then you start working on it now, because it's going to be something that's going to benefit you throughout the rest of this year. If you want to start saving more money, you start now, and at the end of the year, you look at just how much you've saved or invest it, whatever it is. Maybe you have literally parcels or plots of property or land that you know you're never going to use and don't need, and right now they can fetch a good price. You know, you may want to look into getting rid of it because it will benefit you for the rest of this year and beyond, possibly. It's those type of things, right? I'm loving this, but they are serious about, right? This is your money. The 8th house is other people's money. So they want you to look at both areas. Very interesting. Maybe some of this do you know what I just got with property? It's joint. It could be involving you and another person. I really feel it strongly to tell you, you really want to look into that if that resonates with you. If you have property in some way with another person or people or whatever, really look into that. Okay, because they were just showing me a group of people around that. We have the Sun. We have the 4 of Swords. Wow. Let's get one more. Those two just come out. Okay. We'll go with that one right there. And the Ace of Pentacles. Love it. Okay. Love this. New financial opportunities, new career opportunities here with the Ace of Pentacles. Enough said right there. Love that. The Sun. If you are willing to work on your money and slightly other people's money, what I just told you about that property, okay, it needs to come out into the open, whatever this is. If you have debt, falls into the 8th house too. You need to deal with it, okay? All of that stuff, whatever this stuff is around the 2nd and 8th house, you need to work on it. I feel like this pile's taken a turn, but it needs to come out into the sun, because the sun is a good card. If it comes out into the sun, then you know what? Nothing's hidden. There's nothing hidden down below the surface, full of tension. You won't have that obstacle, because it will all be out in the open and being dealt with. If you need to take a little time before making any of these big decisions, then you take the time. You get clear about what it is you need to do. Anything that may feel confusing to you, take a time out. Maybe you need to go on a getaway. This also come out in pile 2, I think. You need to take a little getaway. You need to get away to clear your head, to get some clear thought, to think clearly, to have clarity when it comes to making decisions about any of these areas or all of it. Because I feel like this really ties in, because they keep bringing that 2nd house and the 8th house out and around. But again, it could be individuals for you. But you need to get clear about something. So, you know, you take a day, you take a couple, you take a weekend. Look, you can take a whole week, whatever you need. But you take the time and you get clear about it. Okay, love that. Let's get one more card for you, pile 3, before we go, because I want to say this is a card for additional moving through 2025. Something that you just need to know or think about or whatever it may be. Uranus, genius. Well, here's what Uranus does, okay? Uranus rules Aquarius, and we know that Aquarius energy, ruled by Uranus here, loves to shake things up, that it's change. Pluto's transformation, but Uranus likes to come in and just give the old, proverbial kick in the butt. Let's just stir things up. Let's put a little hot pepper into the chili, I don't know where that came from, but let's just stir things up a little bit here. There's some stuff that needs to be stirred up. Okay. So there's been many different little messages in here, and some that have been very repetitive, but whatever it is, do not be afraid to stir things up. What did I say? It needs to be brought out into the sun. That may stir some things up, okay? Uranus likes change, and they will stir things up, and they will be a provoker. That card come out in one of the other piles. They'll do that. They'll stir the pot just to change things up, to get people thinking in a different way, that energy. So it's something, and maybe some real genius ideas will come out of it all, okay? But don't be afraid to stir the pot here. It's about your 2nd house. So don't be afraid to stir the pot. You may just come up with a really great way to do things. Something really, really genius here that you just normally would not have thought of or done. Okay, pile 3, this is your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure you continue to check out my readings. Hit that notification bell so you know when new readings drop, okay? Also, if you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, if you like the cards, if you like the way I read, if you think this would be a good message for someone you know, share it and hit that like button, all right? Thank you so much, and I will see you in your next reading.